Okay, we're going to give you a quick tour of the funeral home. Pew's got an interesting story. I got two of them. They come out of the Catholic Church in Allington. I grew up on a big farm in Almont, and there were seven of us kids. Holy day, any day, we were there, first one there, last one to leave. These pews here, and I got the one in the other chapels where everybody sits in the same pew when they go to church. And these were our pews. And my dad was my third funeral I had here back in '85. He died young of lung cancer. Never smoked or drank in his life. And so my mom got remarried, and farm disbanded over the years, right after that, basically. And so she had a tear to her eye when I told her these were our pews. So it goes, it's kind of neat. Like, they got a lot of little stuff like that around here.
Such a good person. He would shirt off his back type of thing. He helped me out all the time. If he said, you need help with you need the tractor for something, and he's willing to drive the tractor to your house and help you out.
He has the biggest heart ever. He gives his time to everybody. Never says no.
My dad is someone who always put up the good fight, as I say. He started up his own business. He raised 3 kids. He had 2 jobs, along with my mom, who also had 2 jobs, if you include the funeral home.
He's just been a wonderful person that I've been working with.
This was, at one time, this was my embalming room here, which is not no more, obviously. And then, quick thing with these pictures, these came off of an 1890s church in Mount Clemens. And my old boss in Mount Clemens had the glass. And I said, no, he always wanted to know if I wanted them, but they were interior doors, they were junk doors. So it's perfect for a funeral home with the crosses on them. But there's got some history to them too. I've lived around here my whole life. And I went from farming to funeral directing, and the farm couldn't support me when I turned 18. So I decided to go to college and try something else. Ended up going to 5 or 6 colleges in 5 years by the time I was done. Then I bounced around, worked at Centerline as my apprenticeship, Mount Clemens for 2 years. Then I came to Almont for 3 years. And the last year I was with him, he bought the other funeral home in Romeo. So I kind of run that, and then it didn't work out. And I approached the guy about my building that I got now back in '85. And he made a deal that I bought it back in '85. And over the years, I've expanded it. I put 4 additions on. About 4 additions on the parking lot. So basically I got a building that's functional now and can handle the bigger families in the area.
We lived at the funeral home till I was 8, so I always have memories of him being downstairs working with a suit on. That's just how it was growing up for many, many years. He's just always working.
The thing that always comes to mind about my dad is when it was before I started playing football. It was like the day before tryouts or something the next day, and he's like, I'm like, Dad, I don't know if I really want to do this. And his main quote was, well, what else better you got to do? And then there was a pause, and he goes, okay, I guess you're going to the football thing tomorrow. And I use that today with my kids.
For 25 years, I was the only one here. Now my son, Mark, has taken over, does the day-to-day activities. We hired another lady, Jo, who makes a lot of arrangements and helps out wherever she needs to be. And then I got Amy that does a lot of my cleaning. So I come every day, but I'm doing less and less every day, and I'm leaving earlier every day.
Like, my favorite thing that he says is he's like, I got him laughing, because he's always, kind of trying to make maybe a sad situation better, or, kind of talk to people. And, things don't always go the way you think they're going to go sometimes. And, he just kind of improvises sometimes, and it works out.
Well, from what I've learned over the last 3 years, he started with nothing and has worked his way up to 38 years of a great service for the community. It's been incredible.
He was on the fire department. He was on the Kiwanis, on the Chamber of Commerce. He tells the story of he was in the Peach Festival Parade 3 different times, in the front, the middle, and then towards the end. So, yeah, he's been around this community for many, many years.
It's going on almost 40 years he's had the funeral home now. And when you walk in, it's the Henry Malburg Funeral Home, and when you walk in, you see him, or now my brother. And it's just being here during whether they walk through the door or you place that phone call.
You know, with Mark and I, we're here all the time, and they have any questions, we answer our own phones, which very few funeral homes answer their own phones.
Before portable phones were even that good, my dad installed a school bell that used to ring on the side of the funeral home every time the phone would ring. So if he was out working in the yard, he'd have to book it in to be able to answer the phone, because that was his job, was to be here for whoever called.
They feel comfortable with us. We try to treat them like our own families. We still enjoy it. We still want to get more active in the community, so more people get to know us. So that way, if they do have a question, they know who we are. Like I said, my son Mark kind of taking over everything now, and he's doing the day-to-day stuff. Like I said, I come put a suit on and try to look important some days. But no, it's working out. He's a good kid, and everything's getting done.
This is who he is. He is a funeral director, and he loves the town. He loves the community, and he would do anything for anybody in this community, period.
I'm proud. I'm glad to work here, and he's a great boss, and he deserves it.
And I've only been here 3 years, but it's well-deserved.
It's in our DNA. I get asked about it all the time. There's a new movie on Amazon right now with Tommy Lee Jones where he's a funeral director, and everyone's asking me about that. So it's a part of my DNA. Even though I didn't go into the family business, he acts as a role model for not only his kids, but his grandkids. I'm very thankful, and congrats again.